Good evening, YouTube model railroader fans. Been dealing with something for 2 days now. Don't know. It's December the 20th, 2015. Welcome to Vlog 35. Since I'm a little bit early, Merry Christmas, because this will be, it'll probably be the last vlog before Christmas. I'll probably do one more before the New Year, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Not much to say. Been sitting here working on the bench for about the last hour or so. I'm working on an old, one of these days I'm going to build myself a bigger workbench. Been working on an old AHM sea liner. I found an issue with it the other night. I was working on some stuff for that buddy of mine from work, which I actually went ahead and surprised him this past week with the stuff that I had that I wanted to give to him. Like I said, he's due to become a dad he's due to become a dad in May time frame. So and he just found out that he's going to be a father of a boy. So, you know, JR, good luck with that stuff. But I did tell him I had one locomotive that I did want to give to him that was not running correctly, and unfortunately, even being down here for the last 45 minutes or so, it's still not running. You gotta push it, and it'll start and it'll fly. And then you go ahead and switch direction, and it stops. You gotta push it, and it takes off again. So, somewhere in here there's a bad contact. I'll have to dig with it. I'm done dealing with it for the night. So, on to the next big thing. Like I said, it's just been one of those days. Last night was the year-end YouTube Model Builders live show. Thank you guys for mentioning me. I think it was not once, but twice. I'm not sure if anybody else got a chance to watch it last night. Like I said, it was a year-end thank you type show. There really wasn't a whole lot going on. But great cast of guys again. You had Miles and Bill, Logan Locos, JD was on, Barry was there. And unfortunately, the fellow that was actually taking place of Bill, I can't remember what his name is. So, I apologize. But you know, there was one thing that came up last night on the, that somebody had mentioned, and they're right. To be honest, I think I was at a point where, the hobby had gotten stagnant. I don't know how else to put it. You know, I was probably that close to just going ahead and keeping what I've got and just being happy with what I've got. If it weren't for the YouTube model builders community and the folks that sit here and watch the show or watch my vlogs every couple of weeks or whatever it's been, yeah, I know in the very beginning, and believe it or not, tomorrow marks the 1-year anniversary, December 21st, 2014 is when I started this whole mess. And you all got to see my wackiness and this beast off to my right, and if we've got enough time left after I get finished rambling here, I'll actually go ahead and fire the layout up one more time and let you all, you know, marvel at its simplicity, I guess. To each his own, right? That's the motto, to each his own. It's your railroad, you do what you want. But to be honest, I mean, to be perfectly honest, you know, I feel as though I was just like that fellow that mentioned it last night. If it weren't for the community, now 3,000 some odd folks strong, at least on Facebook, and I think on Google it's like 900 or 1,000. If it weren't for those folks, obviously I wouldn't be doing this, and I wouldn't be looking to expand this thing. I'd be just happy to do what I've been doing, playing around, goofing off, whatever, and letting it go. But that being said, you know, here it is. I was in the big build contest earlier this year. Still have hopes and aspirations of playing around with that mashup locomotive that I want to do. Still have the hopes and aspirations to go ahead and tear this thing down one more time and put it together the correct way. I shouldn't say the correct way, the way that makes more sense. And I've mentioned it before, unfortunately this thing was in, you know, a 13-foot by 11-foot room at one point. So everything's reverse of the way it should be, because now it's inside the middle of a room. So the viewing perspectives and all are all off. But that'll come. It'll happen. When? Who knows? Not going to happen right now. That's for darn sure. You know, like I said before, got to get rid of the boat. And then I can start focusing on this thing. But, in all honesty, you know, going back to it again, I wouldn't be doing this. I certainly wouldn't be talking about the railroad. I certainly wouldn't be looking into doing more things with it, expanding it, changing it, what have you. Probably if it weren't for the fact of the YouTube model builders. So, you know, thanks to you all. I think I'm up to 98 subscribers, which reminds me, I'm not sure if I mentioned it on the one last week, but I did bring somebody in. It was a fellow who was actually on the National Model Railroad Association Facebook page, and was wondering if there was anybody out there that did YouTube videos. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of us. And then I turned him onto the YouTube Model Builder or YouTube Model Railroaders Facebook page, and then turned him over to the you know, YouTube Model Builders Google Plus page. So I'm not sure if he actually had a chance. I think he's a younger fellow. I don't know if he had a chance to get in there and take a look and see what kind of goofiness went on at 10 o'clock last night. But, you know, again, that's what we got to do. It's what we were supposed to. I mean, if we want this hobby to continue to survive and thrive, we have to keep looking and be on the outlook. And that's exactly the reason why I took some of the stuff that I had and turned it over to JR. I figure, you know, I'm not using it. It's sitting here in a bucket or in a box. You know, it was stuff that didn't fit my time frame, didn't fit the railroads that I'm trying to model. So it was like, you know what? You know, he had one locomotive and 2 cars and a caboose. Now he's got 2 or 3 locomotives and a whole box of cars and a couple of cabooses. So, and he was absolutely beside himself when he opened up that box. And that's what it's all about. Number one, it's Christmas. You know, turn around and there you go. And again, hoping to hook somebody else into the hobby. So, and eventually he'll come over here and take a look at this thing and go, oh, this is what I've got to look forward to? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. So, I think, without further interruption here, folks, like I said, it's been a heck of a year. Been a lot of ups, a lot of downs. Not much has changed on the Boeville in Newtown. Got a logo. In fact, JR is the one that did my logo. The fellow that I turned around and handed off some of that stuff to, so still having issues with iMovies and Google, so what I've been doing, this might be a backwards way of doing it, but it works. I've been using the iPad to actually do the movies, or do the vlog. Then I take it, put it onto take it and hook it up to a little laptop, one of them easy PCs, and I actually convert it from Apple to Windows, go ahead and put my beginnings on, and I still have to figure out how to get some music in there, but that'll come. And then I go ahead and upload it from there. So, you know, I get around this whole screwiness with whatever the heck the problem is between Apple and Google, so I'll let them figure it out. But anyway, you know what? We got about 5 minutes left, 4 or 5 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys over. We're going to fire up the layout here and let some trains circle for a few minutes, and we'll call it a night. So, give me a minute, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get into the pit here. Hello! Well, let's see if everybody's going to cooperate. Or how well they're going to cooperate, I should say. Orient Express is on the southbound, Seaboard's on the northbound. See if we can get preferably in the right direction. There we go. Rock Island on the southbound, Western Maryland on the north. We'll see how long or see how well this works out. Ready for some cheesy sound effects? Like I said, cheesy sound effects. It's a 50-year-old railroad. 60-year-old railroad. My fault. It's a 60-year-old railroad. What do you want? I don't get what's up with this Pennsylvania flat part here. Nice thing is whatever problem it's got, it goes ahead and re-rails itself. So it's this the load car here. It's actually got 4 trucks. Obviously for the load that it's carrying, it needs it. But the problem is, for some reason, when it comes out of the tunnel, the one truck jumps off. But by the time it gets to the bridge, it's fine, so that's not part of the cheesy sound effects. that's my timer telling me time's up. What do you think? You think we ought to turn out the lights one more time? I said it was re-railing itself, and as soon as I said that, now it's not. Let's see what happens when it gets to the bridge. Alright, you know what? I was trying to see if I could add a little bit of moonlight to this. since we are watching it from the dark spot of the layout. You know what? We can always do this. And swing it over here, and there's the city. There's the Rock Island and the Orient Express come flying across the bridge. And there goes Mr. Southern, or Seaboard rather. Western Maryland's on his way over here. And here he comes. Alright, I'm going to go turn the lights back on. Getting too old for this. That's the reason why there's a bridge. And for those of you that are just starting to watch these, there's the town of Boeville. Down here in front, this is the town of Newtown. Back on the back, that hill is Wykert Hill. And off in the distance where the radar tower and all sits, back towards that back wall, is actually New Bolshide. So we're going to stop here for a second. Well, this video's a lot longer than what I wanted it to be, but hey, you all know the deal. First off, Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you later. Have a good one from the Boeville in Newtown.